Well, good morning. It's February 8th, the day after the Super Bowl, where no one thought the Denver Broncos could actually win the game. They did. No dabbing for Cam Newton. For those of you who know sports. I am in Elmira, New York. And it's cold today. And, but it's winter time, so I expect it. I can't wait for spring though. We're heading over to a plumbing supply store, deliver, and then I'm going to head up to Ithaca. Small run today, but I don't mind. In the last video I told you that my brother Ernie had died, and so I don't know, I'm just a weird mood. I gotta travel up to Auburn and go to the funeral, and I'm not looking forward to that because I just hate that. I know, it looks like I can't get under this bridge with a 13-foot-6 trailer, but I can. It's always difficult to drive big rigs down on surface streets, but we got to go on them because this is, we end up on them, we got to make deliveries. We just don't stay up on the interstates. Got to come down into villages and cities and to where actually, you have to deliver stuff, so that's the way it goes. Those two people on the left there, they're always there every time. I come this way every Monday and they're there every day. Every Monday anyway. So I imagine they might be there every day. I think they're waiting for a bus actually. And on the right here is where I'm going, Earth Supply. Little shout out for them. It's kind of a tight spot to get into, but you do it. goes right up into this dirt pile almost. Alright. That was just, I was just showing you where we're backing up to the dock back in there. And you know, sometimes that's kind of interesting. I like to get a couple of shots of backing up into some places that are really tight. But this, you know, like you have to come in from that kind of shit, and then when I leave I have to turn around in that little area right there, you know, and so you get big rigs and kind of into these tight spots. It gets a little hairy sometimes. Well, we're going over the Commodore Barry Bridge. I know that my family used to come down this way all the time, and I know they remember this bridge anyway, and the way I just came up out of Avalon, which is South Jersey. Like, this barge is just sunk right in the water there. It's weird. It's sunk. Strange.
In 1.5 miles, keep to the right on I-95 North.
Very bumpy bridge. That's for sure.
Crossing border, entering Pennsylvania.
Well, Pennsylvania owns half of the Delaware River, and New Jersey owns half of the Delaware. I couldn't live here, but I could live, yeah, maybe, but outside of Philadelphia. I like Philadelphia. I don't know why, but I do. I'm not an Eagles fan or nothing like that, but
in 1/2 mile, keep to the right on I-95 North.
I definitely like the area. I just wouldn't want to live in, like live, if you can just park right after I park. Good God. Where the hell is everybody?
Curve warning ahead. Keep to the right on I-95 North. In 2.5 miles, keep to the right on I-476 North.
I'm just filming my ride up through here. You know, this is 95 now. If you went straight north, you'd run right up through, right past Philadelphia on your left-hand side. And all that, but we're going to jump off here and then we're going to be going straight north. 476 right up to Scranton. Jump on 81 up there and head home. I should have came down this ways, but it's no big deal. We used to come down here from Chester, PA with Frito-Lay. I don't know what happened to that place. I mean, you got right off and there was this place they delivered to right there, right?
In 1/2 mile, keep to the right on I-476 North. Keep to the right on I-476 North.
Have to, I mean, you got to pay attention, you know, because I mean, I went over those railroad tracks on 322 back there, man.
Continue on this road for 16 miles.
Just pounded the crap out of you, man. It's like cheese. I attribute that to poor workmanship anymore, you know. I mean, people who work around here on roads, they don't really care that much anymore. There's a guy who's just wanted to go pee-pee. Not a good place to stop. Oh, man. Fucking mail truck just wanted to show that. Anyway. So this is some of the back country in New York. This is Route 13. I'm going north on 13 to Ithaca, New York. It's up near the Finger Lakes. Some of you, maybe not all of you, but don't recognize New York as, rural, but a lot of New York is just rural country, I mean, the city, everybody I've met people who thought when they were coming up here that all they would see was buildings, it's like, what? Because they only understand New York City, they're just, dumb to the fact that New York is a rural state and actually very poor up here, and rural, most of the country, or most of the state, it's very poor. Only New York City is, where all the money goes, and that's why this is so poor up here, is because all our taxes go there, and we're one of the highest tax states in the union because of that. Come on, Governor Cuomo, get your act together. Bring our taxes down up here. You want to tax the crap out of people in New York, in the city? Go ahead, but not up here. We're poor. Anyway, it's very pretty up here, though, and a lot of people don't recognize that either. Especially in the summertime, it's just absolutely, gorgeous country. There's lakes and mountains, farmland, small little towns to drive through. It's very, very pretty. I talk about leaving and going other places too sometimes, and it's usually just because, your tax money, but I live here and that's it. And then I wanted to touch on sports. I know a lot of people just hate sports, whatever, but to be honest with you, it's become one of the biggest industries in our country. From the NFL, the NBA, to hockey, to soccer. They create a lot of money, but the problem is the money comes from us. Now you may think, oh, well, they get a lot of money from their, corporate sponsors. Well, yeah, these people are selling things. And who's buying their things? You and me. And so their millions that they're paying to advertise is coming from you and me anyway. Come on, you get it? It's not. And then we can't even go to half of these sporting events because they're too expensive. So we're sitting on our couches paying high dollar, even more dollars than I don't even understand anymore, to watch on TV. And the only people that get to go are these sponsored people. They're all in the stadiums. Why? Because they're spending our dollars going and letting their folks go there. And it's just amazing to me how America has become dumbed down to this. We just keep spending more. Cable rates are going up. Well, we pay it. DirecTV, you want to pay to watch football, you got to pay $300 extra. Now we keep paying it. And these athletes are making millions, and so is corporate people, and it all comes from us, and all we do is nothing. We do nothing about it. But this is the big thing telling you about, sports is such a huge industry. I mean, we love our sports. Most, a lot of America does anyway. And look at the stores that are out there just because of sports, And you think, I'm not into basketball and football, but maybe you're a hunter. Well, it's still a sport. Spending dollars on bows and rifles and hunting gear and going to places where you're spending money on hunting. It's all sports. I get it. You love it. But it's not creating anything. It's just entertainment. It's not creating anything. It creates jobs for some of the athletes who are making millions. And yes, there are analysts, on television. They have their jobs too because of it. But that's not very many people out of all of us. It's just a handful. It's just a, what's the saying? A drop of water in a lake. That's all it is. Those jobs are few and far between, and they're making money off of us who can't even go to these sporting events anymore. But yet we love it. It's a catch-22, isn't it? Well, anyway, I just wanted to say that because it's on my mind. And I wanted to show some of this country up here. It's just beautiful. I mean, when it's snowing, it's kind of treacherous, yes. But these rural roads, our backcountry up in upstate New York is some of the most beautiful country in the land here in America anyway, and people don't see it. And, that don't live around here. But if you're going to come up to upstate New York and look around at the wine country, up in the Finger Lakes and some of the mountains, and really beautiful country. Just letting you know. Well, we're up north of Ithaca now. I'm about to turn right and head into my third stop. These are all like little stores we have to deliver to, they're all plumbing supply stores, sell water heaters and, everything, plumbing and heating kind of stuff, So, following this guy, this farm truck. He's losing his load just by the air blowing it out. Lost a lot back there a little while ago. Slowed down a lot. I can smell it. It's corn, silage. Kind of brings me back to my farm days, though. I really loved farming. It was, it was fun. Driving tractors and, just hanging around with the animals, pretty much. I got to turn in here. Tight places for tractor trailer. My dock is there on the left. You get a white door, and then there's that chain link fence, and there's the dock. Just actually on an angle, so backing into it is weird. Alright. Are you ready? Well, that was just, I'm just showing you where we're backing up to the dock back in there. And you know, sometimes that's kind of interesting. I like to get a couple of shots of backing up into some places that are really tight. But this, you know, like you have to come in from that kind of shit, and then when I leave I have to turn around in that little area right there, you know, and so you get big rigs and kind of into these tight spots. It gets a little hairy sometimes. So just leaving this is the actual place. This is the warehouse for all the stores here in the Binghamton area. I'm just leaving. I dropped my trailer, and now I've got to go hook up to a trailer in the yard and go load forklifts. That's what the mission is now. So there you go. That's how it is. I got to go back in the office and tell them about my brother, though, so that, you know, they're aware that my brother died, and I'll be needing a day off here somewhere along the way. I don't know when that is, though. That's just so horrible. I mean, I hate the fact that my brother died. You know, but my sister died last year. I mean, it wasn't that long ago last year. And she lived in West Virginia, so I couldn't go to that. I feel horrible about that. Now there's this, my brother, and you know, everything's always a disaster. I mean, somebody dying in your family is a disaster anyway. You know, it's like, you know how it is. You know, maybe you don't, but it is a disaster. And then when the family that, you know, and it's just taking their time. They didn't plan, you know, no one plans it, but it's been 3 days and, you know, you're trying to figure things out and you're like, oh my God, I still don't know what's going on. Or is anybody, when's the funeral? No one knows, you know. I hope to hear something today. That's a good one. That's what I have to tell my boss. Alright, I'll film a little more later. So I'm just gonna end this video. I had another part to it, but then I forgot to turn the camera off, and it was just running and running, and it was stupid. Stupid. So anyway, I was on Twitter, you know, and I got sent this picture from my ex-sister-in-law, and it was a long time ago. And I was in this, I was in her bar. She had in her, you know, in her house. I had a Vikings hat on because I'm a Vikings fan. And I had this huge chunk of ice that was sitting on top of this little glass, and I'm laughing. I must have been cocked. And it was so funny. My daughter's put it up on Twitter, this picture now. And she says, proof that the Vikings, you know, that runs deep in the Jeddick family and unsober. Come on. And I said, hey, you know, I was just trying to fit the ice in the glass. And she goes, oh, I suppose that was funny because I'm laughing, you know. And on the wall behind me, I said, the deer, can't you see it? She's got a hat on. Hey, have a good night.